Let's move on to the sitting sequence. Sit with your legs out in front in staff pose. You can lift the flesh of the buttocks out to the sides. And we'll begin with head to knee pose. So bend your right knee, pull the foot close to the groin, and turn to face your left leg with the hands on the floor. Inhale, feel that lift from the pelvic floor, as well as the lift from the crown of the head. And exhale, slide the hands forward just a little bit. Inhale, reach through that left heel, lift. Exhale, slide your hands a little further forward. Inhale, keep both sits bones down. And if you can grab your foot. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, look up. And exhale, let's release the right hand. And we're going to pull the foot with the left hand. Inhale, let's spiral facing the right. And on the exhale, we're going to do a side bend. So you're going to grab the arch of the foot with your left hand. The elbow is going to press against the knee. Inhale, reach that right arm up. And exhale, keeping the right sits bone down, we'll do a deeper side bend. Again, keeping that shoulder down from your ear as much as possible. And to come out, inhale, reach that right arm up. Keep the head and neck fairly relaxed. And on the exhale, you're going to reach down towards the floor and let it pull you up. Stretching the shoulder, the neck, coming all the way back. And staff pose. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So forehead to knee. Let's bend the left knee. So bring that foot towards your groin, and you're going to face the right leg, hands on the floor. Inhale, lift at the base of the pelvis. Feel that lift through the throat. And exhale, slide the hands forward just a little bit. Reach through that right heel. Inhale. Keep the left sits bone down as well. As you exhale, come a little further forward. Inhale, lengthening your spine. You can grab your foot. And exhale, forehead to knee. Now inhale, look up. And on the exhale, let's release the left hand. And we're going to pull the foot with the right hand. Inhale, let's spiral to the left. Nice open chest, shoulders down. And on the exhale, we'll begin our side bend. Now you're going to take your right hand and hold the arch of the foot, and that elbow is going to press against your knee. Inhale, reach that left arm up. And exhale, reach over. Now your elbows just gently pressing against the knee, and feel like your heart or your sternum is rotating so it can face up towards the ceiling or reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Keep the head and neck fairly relaxed. And on the exhale, reach down towards the floor. Let it stretch the shoulder and the neck. Coming upright and staff pose. Now, your right foot, you're going to bend the knee and the foot will face backward. So move the calf muscle out of the way and sit on both sits bones. So this is a posture that's preparing us for the hero's pose. So if it's difficult, you can use a blanket and sit on a blanket or a bolster. All right, so your knees are close together, either touching or hip width apart. That right foot is facing back behind you. Hands on the floor. Inhale, lift the pelvic floor. Lift the crown. Exhale, slide the hands forward. Keep reaching through that left heel. Inhale. Exhale a little further. Inhale, lengthening your spine. You can grab your foot and exhale. Maybe you can get your forehead to the knee. Inhale, look up. And let's release the foot and do our heron pose. So place the left foot flat on the floor, bend the knee. Grab onto the foot with both hands, and you're going to lift the foot halfway up. So keep your knee bent and do your best to lift the pelvic floor, shoulders down, lift the crown of the head. Inhale, let's extend that left leg. And exhale, bend the knee. Now let's point the foot. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Now flex. So reaching through the heel, inhale. Exhale, bend. And last one, point your toes. Inhale and exhale. Now flex the foot. Inhale, extend. See if you can let the foot float up as you open the arms. And then exhale, let the leg come down and the arms come down all at the same time. And now you can take that right foot, extend the leg. Staff pose. And let's do the other side. So the left foot faces back. You can move the calf muscle out of the way. Again, sitting on a blanket can be helpful. Place your hands on the floor. So ideally the foot is right up against the hip, touching the hip. Inhale, lift from the base of the spine all the way up through the throat. Exhale, slide the hands forward. Reaching through that right heel. Inhale. Exhale a little further. Do your best to keep both sits bones grounded. Inhale. And exhale. You can grab your foot forehead to knee. Inhale, look up. And release the foot on the exhale. And let's do our heron pose. So you can bend the right knee, grab onto the foot with both hands. Sit up tall. Use your deep inner lift from the pelvic floor. Inhale, lift the foot up halfway, and exhale. Just situate yourself so you're comfortable. And then inhale, extend the leg, reach through the heel. Exhale, bend the knee. Now let's point the toes. Inhale, stretching the top of the leg and ankle. Exhale. Inhale, so feeling this at the back of the leg, the hamstrings. Exhale, and point. Inhale, and exhale. And to finish, flex the foot, reach through the heel, extend the leg up as you inhale. See if you can let the leg float, release the arms, and then the leg and the arms come down together as you exhale. And staff pose. All right, let's cross the legs and come into a downward facing dog, carefully rolling over the ankles. Look at the lower belly, lift the sits bones. And then let's bend the knees, look forward, and you can walk or step or even jump onto the knees. So here's where we'll do our lying hero's pose. So if you need props, feel free to use them. Otherwise, let's come up onto the knees, and we're going to do a dynamic exercise before we come down. So keep your knees together, but separate your feet so your thighs are internally rotated, and you can place your hands right at the pubic bone. And we're going to inhale. On the exhale, we're going to bounce. So let the pelvis go down about halfway, and then bounce up. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So we're feeling the elasticity in the legs. Now we come up, and we're going to slowly come down, so you can place your hands on the floor, keep your knees together, your feet apart, and sit down. So use props if you need to. In the props video, I show you how to use bolsters. So if you're comfortable, then you can continue. Place the hands behind you. This is step one, and just make sure you feel comfortable. Keep looking straight ahead so your chin is down. 2, if you can go further, you're going to turn your fingers to face your feet, and you can come down onto the elbow one at a time and stay here. So feel that nice lift inside the body all along the spine. And if this feels comfortable and you feel like you can go all the way down, then you're going to lean to one side, release yourself from your elbows, and walk your arms forward, lying on the shoulders, and relax. So you should feel the stretch and lengthening in the quadriceps. Your knees just gently reach forward. Feel this in the hips, feel this in the belly. And if you feel really intense compression in your lower back, you can always adjust your pelvis a little bit so that you're in a comfortable lying hero's pose. So this is a good counter pose to all the forward bending we were doing. And we're breathing long and deep. Now to come out of the pose, you can put your hands on your feet, get your elbows down on the floor so your shoulders are going to shrug up towards your ears, and you're going to lean to one side. You're going to push the other foot. So you're going to push your head out on one foot and you're going to lean to the opposite side so you can come onto your elbow and then walk the elbow back and then walk the other elbow back. So you're on your elbows, and then we're going to do the same thing. Push down with one hand and lean to the other side so you can rest on the elbow as you place the hand behind you, and then both hands can come behind. And then just walk yourself up carefully. So it's important to be able to go down safely and come back up safely. Obviously, some people can just go right down and come right back up, but this is a good way to do it, and be sure that you're not going to cause any unnecessary strain. So from here, we can come up and back into downward dog. Look at the lower belly, lift the sits bones, inhale. And exhale, bend the knees, look forward. We can add a little bouncing here if we like. So bounce, bounce, bounce. Keep your arms extended, just bending the knees. And you can step or jump, feet forward, and you can sit down and extend your legs back into our staff pose. Now, for this forward bend, we're going to do two versions. Holding the toes is one, and holding the sides of the feet is the other. You can hold onto your legs if you need to. The first one, we want to imagine a big ball or a big egg in our lap, and we want to lift the front of the body up and over so we don't bring the head down to the knees or the chest down to the knees. All right? So imagine that imaginary ball or egg. Inhale, arms up. Reach up and over. Exhale, grab the toes. Grab the legs if you can't reach your toes. And pull back. Stretch the entire backside of the body. So we feel this from the soles of the feet, backs of the legs, back of the hips, and along the spine. You can release your chin towards your chest. Feel the stretch up the back of the neck, even in the scalp. Long, deep breathing as you pull your toes back and reach your heels forward. Keep those shoulder blades down from your ears. Number 2, inhale, we look up. And now we can imagine the ball or the egg is gone. Hold the sides of the feet or the legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And still pulling with the hands, bend your elbows and bring your head and chest down towards your legs. So your elbows, let them float above the floor. So more out to the sides. Shoulders down from your ears. Pull your feet, reach through your heels. And then inhale, look up. Exhale. So take your left hand, you're going to hold the outside of the right foot, and the right arm is free. Inhale, let's spiral to the right, pulling the right foot. And then let's swim the arm forward. Exhale. Let the kidneys kind of reach back as you reach your arm forward. Other side. Inhale, spiral, pulling the left foot. And let's swim the arm forward and let the kidneys reach back. Now let's do the same thing, but point the toes. Inhale to the right. And exhale, swim the arm forward. And to the left, inhale. And swim forward. All right, inhale, come up. And let's do a little bit of a counter pose. So you can keep your toes pointed and open the arms out to the sides. Inhale. Exhale, dive the arms behind you as you round the back. Now externally rotate the arms so the fingers face back. Arch, look up, place your hands on the floor. And let's lean back so the pelvis can come off the floor just a little bit. And then release forward. Keep reaching your arms back. So first, we try to arch, look up, lift your chest. Then we place the hands down, and then we lean back a little more. Pelvis comes up a little higher, keeping your heels fixed on the floor. Release. Let's do that 2 more times. So externally rotate the arms, lift your sternum, place the hands down, lean back even more, and release. So that creates some nice traction in the spine. So 1 is lift the sternum, 2 is place the hands down, 3, reach the toes forward as your sternum reaches back behind you. Lift your pelvis as high as you can. Maybe you can get your feet flat on the floor. Then slowly come down, keep your head back. Press your spine forward and bend the head and neck. Come back to center. All right, cross the legs and we'll do 1 more downward dog. Inhale. And exhale, let's come into a child's pose. So we'll just take a little rest before we do our last of the seated balancing postures. So we'll just take a little rest before we do the seated balancing postures. Inhale, draw your legs together. And exhale, let's roll up. All right, let's swing the legs back out to our staff pose. And we're going to do our boat pose. Feet flat, bend the knees. So we're going to do an easier version and then the full version. And we're going to be doing a breath of fire. So breath of fire is a steady, rhythmic, powerful inhale and exhale. So the feeling can be like you're taking 1 breath and you're exhaling it and inhaling it over and over again. All right? So balance yourself on the sits bones and the tail. You can hold your hands behind the knees as you lift the legs so your shins are parallel to the floor. So feel that lift of the pelvic floor, lift of the crown, and then extend the arms. Inhale. And let's do our breath of fire. Inhale, reach through your arms, draw the legs together. And on the exhale, you're going to cross your legs, but have the right leg in front of the left, and then slide the hands forward. Now we're going to keep the body up off the floor. Inhale, push with your hands, extend your elbows so the pelvis starts to roll backward. And then on the exhale, you can release your chin down, feeling that nice stretch along the back of the pelvis. All right, let's come back up and let's do our boat pose again. And what's going to help is if you draw your legs together, feel that lift from the pelvic floor and really extend and reach through the arms. All right, so if you want, you can place your hands behind the legs, find your balance between the sits bones and tail. Feel that nice tripod of support, and then you can lift the shins parallel to the floor, extend the arms. And if you feel like you can go further, extend the legs all the way. Inhale, and breath of fire. Shoulders down, lift the crown, reach through the arms, press your feet together. Inhale. Now the left leg goes in front of the right. Exhale. Slide your hands forward. But push with the hands, extend your elbows. Let the pelvis start to roll backward. Release your head and neck. And then walk your hands back up. And that prepares us to do Ubaya Padangusthasana, which is a posture where we're holding the big toes and we're going to balance like in boat pose. So here, you can use a strap. You can wrap it around both of your feet. Hold on to the loop. Or you can do this and keep your knees slightly bent. That's fine. So the feet are flexed, knees are together. Let's reach and hold on to the big toes with our first 2 fingers of each hand. All right, walk your heels towards you so you can find and balance on your tripod. That's the sits bones and the sacrum, the tail, the coccyx. So you're balancing, and just like boat pose, you can bring your shins so they're parallel to the floor. Shoulders down. So it's important here to feel that support of your myofascial core, lifting at the pelvic floor up through the throat. And then carefully, you can do this one leg at a time, but we're going to do both legs here. Extend your legs and balance. So for some of you, maybe this is enough, but if you feel like you can go further, on your exhale, you're going to round the back, keep control of your body, and roll back into plow pose. And then roll back up and do your best to balance. And you can do that a few times. Roll back to plow pose and roll back up, balancing on the sits bones and tail. Let's do one more. Back and up. So it takes a little bit of practice. Do your best. And then we inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, cross your ankles, and let's go into downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, and you can walk or step up to your hands and sit down.